Hey guys, Mr. Gucci here to make a helpful video to get you through your precipitates lab. All right. So, anyways, the goal of this lab is you need to give me the formulas of several precipitates that are formed in these chemical reactions. Now, how are you going to figure out what the precipitate is? Well, what you have to do is you have to look at the results of your chemical reaction and find two different reactions that produced similar results. In this case, when I combined barium chloride with sodium chromate, I produced a murky yellow cloudy gunk. And when I combined barium chloride with potassium chromate, I also produced a yellow murky gunk. So what I know is that probably that yellow murky gunk produced in these two reactions, barium chloride and sodium chromate, barium chloride and potassium chromate, that the similar color produced is the result of some similar precipitate being formed. And so the way I'm going to figure out what that precipitate is I am going to figure out what these double replacement reactions are. I'm going to do my work on a separate sheet. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what is produced when I combine barium chloride and sodium chromate. So on a separate sheet, and by the way, you will also submit work on a separate sheet. So when you combine barium chloride and sodium chromate, what do you produce? Well, you got to go through the double replacement reaction process. So this barium is 2 plus, this chloride is 1 minus, this sodium is 1 plus, and if you go look at your list of polyatomic ions, you'll see that chromate is 2 minus. So what are we going to make from this double replacement reaction? Well, barium is going to combine with chromate. All right, barium, which is 2 plus, chromate, which is 2 minus. Well, I don't even need to crisscross this because they are going to cancel each other out. So the product here is going to be BaCrO4, barium chromate. All right, and what's the other thing that's going to be produced? Well, this sodium and this chloride are going to go together. So sodium is 1 plus, chloride is 1 minus, crisscross applesauce. All right, and you see that you get NaCl. Now, again, this reaction produced a murky yellow gunk. But which of these two things was the murky yellow gunk? Was this the murky yellow gunk, or was this the murky yellow gunk? It was one of them, but we don't know just by looking at a single reaction. So what we have to do is we have to do the other double replacement that also produced a murky yellow gunk, and that one was barium chloride and potassium chromate. So let's whip that one up real quick. All right, so barium chloride and potassium chromate. All right, charges are similar, so this should be pretty easy. Barium again is 2 plus, chloride is 1 minus, potassium is 1 plus, and chromate is 2 minus. Again, going to combine the barium and the chromate. I'm showing all the work here, and I would submit this work along with this lab. If you want to do it as a separate sheet, you may. If you want to do it to attach a picture, it's up to you. So what I see here is that, well, this is the same crisscross we did up here. So the formula is BaCrO4. And the other product produced was KCl. Potassium is 1 plus, Cl is 1 minus, so crisscross applesauce. And we get KCl. And now we've got something here. Again, the question is, what product did we produce that was that yellow gunky precipitate? Was it NaCl? It was not NaCl. And the way we know that it was not NaCl is because we didn't produce NaCl in the other reaction. Neither of these are NaCl. So there's no way that NaCl can be the yellowy murky gunk because it wasn't present in both reactions. All right? Neither can it be the KCl. Again, KCl didn't appear as products in both reactions. So there's no way it can be the yellow gunk because it didn't appear in the first reaction. And I think you can figure it out now. The yellow gunk here was barium chromate. Barium chromate was the yellow gunk produced in this reaction. The way we can tell is because it was a product for both of these reactions. So both these reactions produced a yellow gunky precipitate. Both of these reactions produced barium chromate. Ergo, that yellow gunky precipitate is probably barium chromate. And that's how I figured out that barium chromate was one of the precipitates produced in this lab. All right, your job is to match other substances, other reactions that seem to produce a similar precipitate, and do the double replacement to check and see what the precipitate was. Again, the precipitate here was barium chromate, all right, because it was a product in both reactions. And that's how you know. Now, Mr. Gucci being Mr. Gucci, of course, I threw a few landmines in here as well. There are some reactions that will produce similar results, similar colored precipitates, but when you actually write out the reactions, you will not see a product in common. Guess what? There's more than one yellow thing out there. There's more than one red thing. There's more than one white thing out there. So it is entirely possible that you select two reactions that look like they produce the same product, but they do not. That is okay. It just means you weren't able to identify it. That's fine. Just make sure you include that in your conclusion. Anyways, I hope this video helped. I will upload both this worksheet and this video to the lab to help you out. Good luck, everyone.